Okay, so I have a somewhat beginning review of the KINGSURO MAX20 by Arcom. I love Arcom incubators. I started off with the Pro 10. Got this off of eBay, actually. I lucked out for cheap. They didn't know what they had, and they were selling it cheap because they didn't know if it worked right, etc. It did. It works great. It's my most reliable incubator ever. You know, it's limited space, but it's excellent and it's perfect for quail. I mean, perfect. I really love the Arcom Pro 10. So I was in the market for another Arcom. I was thinking I was going to buy one, save up and buy one, and I was looking at the Suro because it's the cheaper one, and I did like it based on what I was reading. Then it came up on Facebook, and I managed to grab one because she was selling them cheap, like crazy cheap. And so we went and got this one, and very excited about that, and I'm really pleased because I couldn't beat the price, etc. You know, had the pump, everything. Which there's the pump. Let me see if I can. Is it running? It's kind of hard to see with the video, but there's a little turner in there, and it turns the thing and causes the water to pump through, and it hooks into here. So, would I buy another KINGSURO? No, not unless it was really cheap again. So. And I've got multiple reasons already. This is my first use with this. It's not as easy to put together, keep apart, all that. It's got multiple parts. You have your cradle. It's got the base, this, and under here is the fan and everything. It's really hard to clean. Really hard to clean. I mean, both are kind of hard to clean. This one just seems to really suck everything up. Pardon the pigs, they're, yeah, hungry, and I haven't got to them just yet. But this, it's just now getting up to temperature, and I'm waiting to see if the humidity gets to where it's supposed to. If the pump doesn't do its job, I'm going to have to do something myself. Which they do sell the newer version of the pump, and it's really expensive. Sure, it works great, but it's expensive. What else? Hard to clean. It's cool because when it's time to do a lockdown, all you do is just lift this whole thing. It's got the little handles. And all you do is just lift it off and set it on your table. And that's it. No turning off a turner, unplugging the turner, or whatever. Which, this one does it by itself. It just stops. Stops turning. This one, the other issue I have, if you can see it in there, that's how they have the setup to hold the eggs. And I don't like it because this will tilt like all the way, almost vertical. And an egg tray would do great in here. But they have this, and it's these little slats that you get, and you put the eggs in between them. I don't like that. It's kind of a pain in the butt, and you have to stick them in there. They're kind of hard to get in there, etc., etc. It's just, I don't like it, and it's more parts you can lose, which she had lost some. I do need to order more. So I'm not thrilled with it right now. Yes, you have your little humidity controls and all this stuff, just like the other one. Same thing. If you need to get into the power for anything, you have to unscrew this, which is not terrible. This clips out. It's got little clips underneath, and that actually brings me to, I don't think you can see it. You can sort of see that yellow and that green. That's a sponge I put in there because you have to have their humidity sponge, whatever it's called, and it goes in those little clips, and then the hose goes in the side, wets the sponge, releases humidity. So I'm not a fan of that. This one you can set up the pump or do it yourself. I've always done it myself, but there's the little hose and you just set the pump in there and stuff. This one is much easier. There's that. But this one is so much easier to deal with so far than this one. Like I said, this is my first time using this one. We're going to see how it does. The other thing I noticed, and this is used, it was well used, but that gives you an idea of how well they hold up. And it could have been kept more clean, truly. But these things, if you don't store them just right, they warp a little, and then the rockers don't sit quite right. And I don't know if you can hear that click, but everything gets a little stiff. This is, right here is the turning pump, or the turning motor. It gets a little stiff, and it's a little too mechanical for me. It has a teeny bit of a jolt instead of just being smooth. So I'm not loving that. It might have just been the way it was stored. It might have been, 1,000 things. But just be aware. For future, I'm not going to have another KINGSURO unless, like I said, somebody has one for cheap again. Okay? Because if somebody has an Arcom for cheap, you need to buy it. You need to just snatch it up, take it home. That's it. You cannot compare these to anything else. You just can't. This one right here, and she had another one, and I didn't ask her if she wanted to sell it, and I feel really stupid. But these ones, it's like set it and forget it. Check your humidity if you didn't set up the pump. Set it and forget it, and you'll have chicks. It gives me my highest hatch rates. It's so good. We even had a power outage last time. They were fine. So, yeah. Don't really recommend the KINGSURO. No. Go with one of the flat ones. They cost more, and they take up more space, yes. But it's just going to be easier to deal with. Any of their models that sit flat on the table are just so much easier to deal with. Other than that, I don't really have any problems. I love this company. It is my favorite incubator company. It's just excellent. Excellent made. I love these things. There's no worrying, there's no nothing. So, but thought I'd do a review because there's things I don't like about this. It also, that's the other thing. With the little Pro 10, you see that little tiny coil right there? It has, all across here, has all these different settings, and you can kind of see them. See where my finger is? There's pheasant and all this, chicken, turkey, duck, and there's even one that's you can set for anything. This one doesn't have that, so there's no pre-settings for this. You have to set up everything yourself, make sure you have everything right, recheck it. The 10, I don't have to do anything. I set it to the bird I want and move on with my life. And I do not do warm-ups with these. I do not. They warm up that fast and they are that stable. You just set them with your eggs in, walk away. Just walk away. I love these, but again, KINGSURO, try to avoid it. It's not their best work. And this, keep in mind, it is already up to temp and stabilizing, which the little one stabilizes really well. It's like up to temp and it stops. It knows. Which this one's doing pretty good. We're still waiting on humidity. But yeah, and I set it 5 minutes ago, literally 5 minutes, it's done. So that's why I like Arcoms, but I don't like the KINGSURO. So go with a flat Arcom, save up your money, it's worth it. It's just, it will pay you in the long run. Especially if you hatch chicks to sell, get these. You want something that's not going to fail on you, get these. I love these things. So, that's my review. See you in about 17 days for this one, and 15 days for that one. So, I will let you know how it goes. Bye.